Factoring part 3, trinomials with leading coefficients not equal to 1. Okay, before I actually start this, let's review some background. Recall that when we have two binomials, or maybe better said, trinomial is a product of two binomials. Do you remember FOIL or distributive property? FOIL says first 3x times 2x, that's the first. Then the outside, which would be 3x times minus 7. Then the inside, 5 times 2x. Then the last, 5 times minus 7. That's really the distributive property applied twice. Once for each term of this binomial. Alright, so 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times minus 7 is negative 21x. 5 times 2x, 10x. 5 times negative 7, negative 35. The middle terms comes from the outside and the inside. And those two can be combined, making minus 11x. So when we're factoring, we're taking this version and taking it back to that. Okay. The factors of this are going to be relatively easy. You're either going to make it 6 and 1 or 3 and 2. Factors 35, 1 and 35, or 5 and 7. Those are relatively easy to check. It's the middle term that's going to give us all the problems. Or it's the middle term that makes things difficult. Okay. Let's start with an example. Or let's do an example. Quickly. The middle term is negative 1. By the way, there are several techniques to factoring these. The technique I'm using this time is trial and error. Trial and error is a good technique for those who can calculate quickly. If you are slow on the calculations, or if you have to rely on a calculator, this may not be a good technique. There are two other techniques that I will show you. They're on separate videos, I think. Here, what are the factors of 6? You have a couple choices. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. We need to get negative 1, so probably 1 and 6 are too far apart. So I'm going to go with 2x and 3x. The choices for 2 are limited. It's either going to be positive 1, negative 2, or negative 1, positive 2. Well, let's just put it in and see what happens. Okay, let's put it. Well, here's a hint. I don't want to put 2 here. Okay? I don't want to put a 2 there. Here's the reason. Because this would suggest that this has a common factor of 2. But the original does not have a common factor of 2. So the 2 is not... If the original doesn't have a common factor of 2, the binomials that make it up are not going to have a common factor of 2. So the 2 doesn't belong here. So I'm going to put the 1 there. Put the 2 in the other one. Let's see what we got. And I'm just going to put signs in there just for kicks. Here, 1 times 3 is 3x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4x. And that's going to combine to make negative 1x or negative x, which is what I have here. So this is the factor form. Let's do another one. If you want to try this, go ahead and pause the video and try it now. Alright, we're looking at factors of 10. Not a whole lot of choices. 1 and 10, 2 and 5. I'm going to go with 2 and 5. Factors of 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Okay. Using the same idea before. I don't want to put the 5 here, because then these two would have a common factor of 5. And the original does not have a common factor of 5. Right? These two do, but the middle one doesn't. And when we say common factor, it has to be common to all terms of a polynomial. So I'm not going to put the 5 here. I'm going to put the 5 over here. 5 and 3. 5 times 5, 25. 2x times 3x, 6x. That plus sign means they have to have the same sign. Well, they could be both plus. That would give me positive 31x. But I need a negative 31x. So they're going to be both negative. Inside, negative 25. Outside, negative 6. Combine to make negative 31x. So this is the factored form. Number 3. That's going to run out of space. Okay. Number 3. Here we go. 3x squared plus 10x minus 8. Again, if you want to go ahead and try it on your own, go ahead, pause the video. Not a whole lot of choice here. 3 is going to be 3 and 1. A lot of choices for 8. You can have 1 and 8. Oh, no, not a whole lot of choice. Only 2 choices. Okay. 2 and 4. Neither of them really screaming at me here. So, let's go this one. 8 and 1. 8x, 3x. Add or subtract, that's not going to give me 10. Let's think what are we going to end up doing? Are we going to end up adding or subtracting? Because it's a negative 8, we're going to end up subtracting these terms. Okay, so that didn't work. This is the part where it's called trial and error. Well, it tried, it didn't work. That's the error part. I'm still going to stick 3x and x. So 8 and 1 didn't work. If I swap them, that would put this one here and 8 here. 8 times 3 is 24. That's way too big. And this 1x has no chance of catching up. So I want to abandon the 1 and 8 and jump to 2 and 4. Okay, so let's go this route. Okay. We want to be able to subtract the values, remember? Because the factor here is negative, so they're going to have to be different signs. So we're going to assume we subtract, but we don't know what signs they are. The inside is 2x, the outside is 12x. We're going to subtract to make 10x. Good. But we want a positive 10x. Because we want a positive 10x, it's the 12x that's going to have to be positive. So 3 times 4 is giving us 12x, so that means the 2 has to be negative. Right, the 2 has to be negative. Remember, they have to be different signs to make this a negative 8. So factored form, 3x minus 2, x plus 4. Next. Number 4. Okay. If you want to pause the video, try it on your own. Do it now. Okay, 15x squared. That's probably going to be 5x and 3x. I don't have a whole lot of choices for 2. 1 and 2, or 2 and 1. I see the answer. Well, it's just 1 and 2. Positive, positive. Inside is 3x. Outside is 10x. 10 plus 3, 13x. Positive, 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 positive. Actually, there was no real correlation there. Sorry if I'm confusing you. That's number 4. Now I'm going to do 4 more examples. Okay. Ooh, this one's interesting. A has couple of examples. 1, 8, 2, 4. 27 has a couple. 3, well, no, not a whole lot. 3 and 9. Well, 1 and 27. Probably not 1 and 27. That's a little big. 8x. Let's break it up into the small ones. 2x, 4x. I guess 3 and 9. Let's try that out. Inside is 12. Outside is 18. I got lucky. Oh, wait. It's a negative 27. They have to subtract. They have to subtract? No. They have to subtract to make 30. 12 subtract 18 does not make 30. I almost fell into a trap. because 12 and 18 added make 30, I was thinking that should be it, that we got it. But because it's a minus 27, a negative 27, they have to subtract to make 30. So, in fact, this is wrong. Grr. So that means we need this to be a little bigger. Oh. What I mean is, 9 times 2 is okay. 3 times 4 is kind of medium. What we want is the bigger factors to go together. So we want 9 and 4 to go together, because they're the bigger factors. So let's try that again. Leaving the 2 and the 4 where they are, and let's just swap the 9 and the 3. So 9 times 4 is 36. 3 times 2 is 6. Aha! Subtract makes 30. So we want the 36x to be negative. So that means we want the 9 to be negative and the 3 to be positive. There we go. That's the factor form. Next. Number 6. I wrote the answer. Three x and 2x. 4, what? 1 and 4? 2 and 2? Well, it's probably not going to be 2 and 2. Because if a 2 goes there, then they'll have a common factor of 2. And these 3 don't have a common factor of 2. So I'm going to go 1 and 4. I can't put a 4 here because they still have a common factor of 2. So I'll put the 4 over here. 1. So the inside is 8. Outside is 3. Ugh, this is way too small to reach 23. So maybe my original factors are wrong. So abandon the 3 and the 2. And go with the 6. 6x and the x. So that means I don't want to put a 4 here because they have a common factor of 2. I don't want to put a 2 here. They have a common factor of 2. So that means it's going to be 1 and 4. Or let's hope that's what it is. Keep in mind they have to subtract to make negative 23. So the outside is 24. Inside is 1. Yay! So subtract to make 23. Yes, that will subtract to make 23. We want a negative 23, so we want the 24 to be negative. 24 comes from 6x and 4. So that's the minus, that's the plus. This is the factored version. Okay. You think it's 6 again? I don't know. Let's try it. 5. If I put 5 over here, that's going to be a big whopping 30. Oh, 6 plus 5 is 11. So it's probably over here. 5x. Outside is 6x. Yeah. It's a plus, so they have to be the same sign. The middle term is negative, so they're going to both be negative. Right? Plus means they have to have the same sign. But I need a negative, so both of them have to be negative. There, that's number 7. 8. 18 has a couple choices. Okay. 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Alright, let's shoot for the middle ones. 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 5. It's actually not a good choice. Okay, check to see if they have common factors. No. So it probably wouldn't be 3, 6, and 3, 5. Well, let me explain why. If I have 3x here, 6x here, I have to put this 3 either here or here. In either case, that suggests that there's a common factor of 3. There is no common factor in the original. So it's not going to be, it's either reject 3x and 6x or reject 3 and 5. I'm guessing to reject 3 and 6. So let's reject 3 and 6 and take the 2 and 9. 2x, 9x, 3 and 5. Well, we don't want the 3 over here, so let's put the 3 over here. Why do we not the 3 over here? Why do we not want the 3 over here? Because they have a common factor with the 9. And they don't. Let's see. We got 27x, 10x. They have to subtract to make 17. Yep, 27 minus 10 is 17. We want the bigger one to have the same sign, so we want this 27 to be negative. That makes the minus 3 plus 5. There's the answer. Okay, that's it.